Bam! I greet you in the words of Assalamu alaikum, which means peace and blessings be upon you. And I mentioned both Jesus and Muhammad's names because they were both messages of truth and reality. You're looking at the Underground Railroad television show, and we come on every Saturday night at 10:30 p.m. Central Time. And I have my co-host on. You know what? I do another show. I do another show on the internet called the Underground Railroad TV show in Chicago. And this is like Batman and Robin. He may be Batman, I may be Robin, I may be Robin, he may be Batman. So, brother, okay, I'm not going to take the top billing because you know what? The show is just nothing without him. And his name is David Kass. The brother ran for president on the Libertarian Party, I believe, but if I got the party wrong, and he believes in conspiracies. Y'all don't know it. I believe in UFOs. Actually, I do. Yeah. And I believe in conspiracies. Like the Tuskegee experiment is. But David, they're looking at your picture right now. Okay. I hate I didn't set the screen up so I could have saw it. But David, tell us who you are, brother. Tell us.
Well, I'm just a boy from the farm in Iowa, and I grew up with 7 brothers and sisters under me. And now I'm out here in Los Angeles, California, looking at the Pacific Ocean, and I know what's coming soon.
And
but everybody's getting that idea what's coming soon. You know, you got it now, Clifton.
Man, Chicago don't know what's coming soon, man. We surrounded in violence, brother.
Well, but that's part of it. That's part of why people, even out here in Los Angeles, don't know what's coming because there's so much violence on the streets, you know, and it's all the way out to D.C., all the way out to New York City. They're requiring COVID passes to get into the restaurants, you know. It's like, oh, my God, you know. But it's all a diversion. It's all a diversion to distract us, you know, and to make us, it's all like, over here, no, over here, look at this, don't look at this. I mean,
hold on one second. Can y'all turn it up in the back, turn it up just a little for me, the viewer, for me. But David, you know what? Me and you do a show on Mondays and Tuesdays, but I guess we don't have a specific time. But I know they can catch you on YouTube, and we probably be able to say this one time. What is your YouTube page number, and what is your Facebook page? What is your Facebook name, so people can go to your page?
You can go to David Kass, Kaas as in Sam, or you can go to YouTube /C as in Charlie /David L. Kass. Go right to my page there and take a look at my videos and see what I got going on there. But listening to these programs is the best of all because this is where we cut the mustard and we really tell what's really been going on.
And you know what, David, by the time they see this will be old, okay? You have a show coming on, actually 9/11. And like I say, when they see this, they could go back into the archive and look for 9/11, that date, 2021 of the show that we did. And you had something, you was talking about UFOs. And you know what? We're going to get to Afghanistan later on. But the thing is, man, you have some type of message for people in Chicago and people that will be looking at this on the internet about something that will happen in October, but again, you say don't kill the messenger. All you're doing is delivering the message. You don't know.
Well, I've been told by my contact, Joseph, that the whole planet we're on is going to rotate 70 degrees to the west by November this year. So that means that people got to get ready for that and prepare and get at least 50 miles off the coast. That's the trick, because the water's going to wash up over you and drown you. So I put that warning out to everybody in the country. You might think that I'd be speaking to people on the coastal areas, but the center of the country, they need to hear this word and prepare as well. And we need to knock off all this shooting and killing and grab assing all over the place between colors and between religions. We just got to knock it off and realize what's coming. We're going to have some big problems here with food rationing and water. So that's what we really need to,
I have to ask you a question though. This will be seen after that date. So if this does not happen on that date, can people get mad at you, or are you just delivering a message?
Well, we know that asteroid UN 271 is headed our direction. Now, all the experts at NASA say it's going to hit the Earth, but I've been told by Joseph that it's going to hit the moon and crack off part of it, and it's going to fall over Rome, Italy. So we'll have to wait and see if that happens or not, because it's either going to hit the Earth or it's going to hit the moon. I think it's going to hit the moon.
See, you know what though? On me and David's show, what we do is on the internet, we talk about conspiracies and we talk about local news subject matters. And you may say, man, we're weird, but you know what? There are millions of other people out there on this globe that really, they believe in UFOs too. But those that don't want to believe in UFOs, that's their right, And why do you say there is UFOs and the government says that they're not? But I think the Pentagon just came out with something saying that they did sight a UFO. Would you like to expand on that?
Well, what I've just learned in the last few days is that when before Germans lost World War II, they transported their operations of building saucer craft to Antarctica by submarine and ship. So that's where the Greys were focusing their attention for a while. I don't know if they still have a base down there in Antarctica or whether they moved it up to the deep underground military bases in the country. Dulce, New Mexico's one. But this is pretty historic about Admiral Byrd going down there and having a shootout and coming back with his tail between his legs in the 1940s. But I just learned about that this last week, and what's really wild was I saw somebody's cell phone shot a few nights ago of a group of craft having a shootout with another group of craft, laser beams in the air. This is on a cell phone, and I don't know who it was or where it was taken at, but it was recorded about 35, 40 seconds. And I thought, wow, this is going on over our heads now. This is our secret flying saucer group.
I want to ask you something, man. You know what? Somebody's looking at this, will be looking at this, and they're going to say, why should we believe you? Why? Why should we believe you? And our own government has almost 99% of the time denied it. Why should they believe you? Why?
Well, because this is the truth. It's just a part of the truth. It's not all the truth, but I believe to believe in these facts is just where you start at. And where do these facts lead you? Well, sometimes you come to presumptions or conclusions that you might not figure on, but you're going to find out sooner or later. And I've been convinced of this a long time ago. So, but Another thing I just found out today, Clifton, where there's a federal judge just placed Trump's remain in Mexico policy back in force for all the immigrants that are coming across our border.
Mm-hmm. You made me think about Roswell, but I understand when you said Mexico, I thought about Roswell and Project Blue Book, and I thought about Roswell, man, because you know what, but a lot of people, they just don't believe it. But you know what? But there's a hell of a lot of people that do believe it, because there are like millions of people that are going to your YouTube website and looking at this. And I think it's astonishing, the numbers on your YouTube page, man.
Well, word spreads, person to person, and it is talked about subject. And even Tucker Carlson on Fox News has got a UFO investigative piece on news now. So he even said the other night, he goes, "Oh, there's something going on with these cattle mutilations."
Well,
I think he saw my video on the cattle mutilations.
Well, you know what, but you know what though, I saw that on YouTube, and I think Hamilton may have done a show like that, because I watch when I watch Fox Television. Everybody said the heck with Fox, but MSBC talked about it. I want to ask you something, brother. I want to shift subject matters and ask you about Afghanistan, and what do you think about Afghanistan and the United States withdrawal from Afghanistan?
Well, I've been investigating that with friends, and I found out that we're making synthetic heroin now.
Okay.
In our labs. So that means that we don't have to control the poppy fields for the heroin production over there.
Okay.
So I think perhaps they gave the poppy fields back to the Afghanis or the Taliban, and they're going to run the opium production, and that'll take care of the China and that Asian need over there. But we're going to be manufacturing the heroin over here for ourselves, so we don't need to be over there.
But a follow-up about that, you're saying that the Taliban, which is an Islamic group, will be harvesting the poppy fields, but they fought to keep the Northern Alliance from exporting this crop, because they knew that crop with the poppy fields did harm, and that cocaine and drugs could be made from the opium fields. So I'm trying to understand, if they stop that, why would you say that they're going to start exporting poppies out to make things that are harmful to people, if the Taliban is truly was truly against that anyway?
Well, I don't think the Taliban has anything to do with the manufacturing of the opium. I heard that all the chemicals are brought in on barges from the English, Western Europe states, and manufacturing is done there between the poppy to the opium, or poppy to the heroin, and then it's exported to the spots in China or wherever it goes to. But the Taliban would just take care of the guarding of the fields and oversee the that end of it. They're native to that ground space. That's what they would oversee, just taking care of the oversight. But they don't have to do any of that. It's all handled by chemists and people that work in the system, supplying the world with those two drugs for at least 100 years now.
But from what you're saying is, because these drugs can be produced synthetically now, there's no need for that anyway.
Well, there's no need for it over here in the West.
Okay.
They can still keep doing it over there, and that's what they want to do. But the other part of it is, too, did you see that pipeline that's going through there that delivers oil or whatever?
The Taliban stopped it.
I think that's part of the truce with the Taliban, that they'll allow that to work and deliver the product if they get the poppy fields back. I think it's part of a truce agreement.
Okay.
There's a lot of things, Clifton, going on in the world that we never hear about and people don't even consider. And that's really the biggest operation of all for underworld product is that heroin and opium.
And why do you think that the United States had such a difficult time beating or destroying the Taliban and with all of our so-called military superiority? Why?
Well, I don't really know. I have not a clue. It could have been directed by high ups. It could have been just a matter of attrition. It's hard to say.
You know what? You are in California right now. And I know that in California, the gas prices are like $5 a gallon. And then y'all have a problem with immigration, from what I understand. And can you expand on that?
Well, I know the gas prices are going up and the food prices are going out of sight.
How much are the gas prices?
I'm not sure. They're getting up to $5 now, I think. But the food prices, these large populated areas like Los Angeles don't have the food supplies to keep the people fed every day, unless they're transporting it in from other parts. And that has to do with the production and the growing of the foods. This year hasn't been all that good. So, we don't hear reports about it costing more or slowing down or inflation or how we're going to cause this adjustment to work. But we're in for a little bit of a rough ride here, Clifton, I think, in the next few months.
And as we talk about California, you said they were doing something with the people that were homeless, and they're relocating them. I think you said something similar to like a FEMA camp. If you can expand on that and let the people in Chicago and worldwide know what's going on, appreciate that.
Well, what they did is the city of Los Angeles decided they would take all the homeless off Venice Beach and put them all in hotels. They're paying the rent on the hotel rooms now for all the homeless that were on the beach. And it's coming out of the city. It's coming out of your taxpayers' pockets. And it's like a big Band-Aid for a big problem.
So they're putting them in hotels, not FEMA camps. They're not putting them...
Not yet, no.
And what are FEMA camps, man?
Well, it's supposed to be federal emergency management associations or agencies, I'm not sure what they're for or what they're going to be used for, but I've been kind of clued in that's where we're going to be herding people to after the flip. We're going to put the survivors in there and take their children and use them for hormonal extract draining, and that's what the FEMA camps are set up for.
What do you mean? What do you mean by hormonal extract? Can you? Because you know what? There's someone that's listening to this right now, and they do not thoroughly understand what you're saying when you say extract, hormonal extract. I'm trying to explain it. Give me some clarification on that, please.
Well, when a child gets to be like 12 years of age, that's when their hormones kick in. And up to that age, their system is just building up these hormonal systems getting ready to kick in. So what they do is they found out they can take children up to the age of 12 and they just insert like a needle into their pineal gland, which is at the base of the brain, and it can drain out this hormonal extract, and they mix it with chemicals. They take it orally as a stimulant for their race. Well, now they've given it to pharmaceutical companies, and it's known as adrenochrome, and it's got the chemicals mixed in it for the humans to take, and it revitalizes your system. But this is a living tragedy that's going on right now, and nobody is being clued into it.
Lord have mercy. You know what, man? I'm gonna have to Google that up, my brother.
Well, check it out. It's called adrenochrome. But I've been watching it. I've been watching the news and see what other kind of name they're going to hang on it, because they can call it anything they want.
And when we talk about California, I know that there's an immigration problem of people coming across the borders illegally. How is California being impacted by illegal immigrants coming in from other places? How are you economically being impacted?
Well, the last year with the COVID-19 lockdown, we're dead to the world. We got no small businesses active. We got no restaurants open. There's no place to go, when you walk around anywhere. So they killed the tourist traffic, and that's what Los Angeles existed on, between Disneyland and the beachfront out here. It was the two biggest tourist attractions. So I just heard today there's having airline problems, and some of them are cutting back or are closing up even. So,
I'm trying to understand how have they killed it? That's what I'm trying to. You're saying that they killed it, but I'm saying is what happened to kill it? Can you explain it? How?
Well, nobody's got no money to spend, do they?
Okay.
I don't got no money to spend. So if nobody's got no money to spend, they can't get on an airplane, come out here for a week and spend it in the summertime having a good time, just walking on the beach like they always could. And it was building, business-wise was, getting better and better every year, but it's all gone.
Well, can I ask you if I'm misinterpreting what you're saying? Are you saying that the high taxation of supporting illegal immigrants has put a strain on California? Is that what you're saying?
Well, we haven't had a balanced budget in a state or for a federal a budget in, I don't know how many years, 30 years maybe. They keep going into debt every year. They keep spending more than they're taking in.
Excuse me, let me reword what I just said. I'm saying the people that's coming into the country illegally, bogusly, has that impacted the people in California, and it's put such a tax burden on it that it has hurt the California economy? That's what I'm asking, the immigrants that are coming in.
I don't think it's hurt it right at the moment. It has an impact, but they just keep absorbing the numbers and moving them into the houses with the other immigrants that are here. So it's just kind of swelling. It's not really breaking the dam, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. So it's not, but it is okay. So I take it that California is a sanctuary city, right?
Well, parts of it are, yeah. Mm-hmm. San Francisco, of course, and all the people out here are welcoming to their neighbors and even strangers to a certain degree. If you're going to be honest, you're going to be fair and upfront. Most people will give you the benefit of the doubt here in California.
Mm-hmm. What is your, if you're willing to discuss it, what is your position on Sanctuary City, on supporting people that came into California illegally, without following the protocol, them being able to get entitlements? What is your perspective about that?
Well, I can't really say anything about it because I didn't make the rules up, and I don't have the money to spend for the.
You have no
anyway.
you have no comment then. Okay, no comment on
No
it.
comment.
Okay, okay. So tell us what else is going on in California, brother.
Well, we're trying to get rid of our governor out here, Governor Newsom, and get a new one and see how that goes. And you know, when you got so many people in one city or one city of cities, Los Angeles, it's hard to get anything to go through or anything to really happen in a day or a week or a month, sometimes in a whole year. Took them several years to get the on-off ramps around the airport out here. Everything's slow. So everybody just kind of enjoys the sun and the surf and listens to the music, but that hasn't been going on for a while either. So everybody's still in kind of a state of lockdown out here.
Yeah, man. You know, but you know what though, brother David, we know what we love. We're running low on time, and you know I'm gonna give you 1 minute. You know what, to say something to the audience and let them know how to get to your YouTube and Facebook page. Okay.
On the YouTube, you just type in youtube.com/C as in Charlie /David L. Kass, Kaas as in Sam, or go to Facebook and under David Kass there too. But thank you, Clifton, and all you listeners out there. Have a fantastic Friday.
All right, brother. Assalamu alaikum, brother. So you know what you've been looking at the Underground Railroad television show. And you know what? We come on every Saturday night at 10:30. And we always looking for guests. You know, we believe in conspiracies, Tuskegee experiment, the Philadelphia experiment, the Manhattan experiment. We believe that the CIA is false flag certain countries against other countries so they could come in and divide in a military form and to take control of the resources and the people. Believe in the Manhattan, like I say, Monsanto's, you know, and genetically modified seeds, and we, you know what, and we look for community activists to come on, and people that are trying to make the community better. And I don't know, one of these months I'm gonna get my grandkids back on, because you know what, out of all the shows that I did, I've interviewed from congressman, the state representative, and all praises due to Allah. I'm not bragging about it, but one of the most rewarding shows that I had was having my grandkids on. And I'm going to try to have them on, and you know what, so they could sit back and look at this and say, you know what, this is what my grandfather was like. And you know what, because once it's in cyberspace, it's forever. You know, I remember my daughter coming on Elman Company's show. And you know what, my daughter came on, I should have got that tape. But, you know what? But you got to watch shows like that. You know, watch Mystic Vibes too. Okay? Assalamu alaikum.